Board Insiders. Real riders, real reviews.
Oh, man.
Basically, you have flat camber, completely flat, and then, you know, it goes up at the tip and tail.
It's super sexy board too. These graphics actually were designed by Anna Van Pelt, Niche's creative director, and she actually took this inspiration from old Viking chest plate armor.
The neat thing about Niche is just all the eco stuff they do. The board's basically recycled. I mean, recycled base, recycled sidewalls.
Snappy sap resin, it's a super eco-friendly resin. I believe they're some of the only ones to use it. It has more elastic properties than a normal snowboard resin. They also use hemp hop stringers, so instead of using carbon stringers, they use hemp stringers and then snappy sap, and the combination of the two is unbelievably snappy. It holds so much energy in it, it will surprise the hell out of you the first time you let it leave the ground.
Like if I loaded up for a jump, it sent me. And I really appreciate that. It wasn't like a noodle that you just wash out on.
Even on jumps, it was really fun too. Usually, I don't like flat cambers because when you land off like a big jump and you land bolts, it's kind of a heavy impact, which I felt on this board. One thing I did like about it though is because it's completely flat, when you're coming off of a jump, you can really hold that nice straight line. You don't have, like I said, any technology really fighting against you or with you. It's all you.
And like responsiveness, it was as quick as you can move, the board was moving with you.
One thing I noticed is that it has really evenly distributed flex. There's not really too many flex zones. It just flexes throughout the whole board, which is really fun for rails and stuff because you can actually make the board do what you want.
Presses were easy. All you needed to do was shift your weight a little and you'd go into the press. But it being flat, there was nothing pulling you down or making you wiggle, nothing like that. It was incredibly stable. The hold the press was just easy. Torsionally soft, so initiating turns was cake.
Taking turns on this thing was amazing. Heavy toe sides are really fun because of the aggressive edge cut. Because it's flat, if you really lean into it, you will slip out a little bit or kind of get a little squirrely, but not enough to really care in my opinion. I loved it on rails, obviously. No matter what I was doing, I always felt comfortable on the rail.
Going fast and hitting some chop, it got a little bouncy, but that's just because it's soft. I mean, you kind of expect that from anything. Just the fact it didn't weigh enough to plow through it, it kind of just rode on top and bounced a little.
In the park is when this thing really came to life though. It's when it was like, holy shit, I'm on the best flat camber board I've ever ridden. This is for somebody trying to progress that's already pretty damn good and wants to get a lot damn better.
Because it's flat and there's no tech, you have to make this board do what you want. It's not just gonna do it for you. Like popping off a jump, if you're lazy about it, because you usually ride a camber board, you're gonna slip out. You really gotta make this thing pop. So it's really good for like a skateboarder, you know what I mean? Which I am, so I had a blast on it.
It's so poppy that it allows you to go a lot bigger than you did before, but it's so forgiving that it allows you to land a lot of new shit.
I gave this board a 95 because it's just perfect. I mean, it's about as good of a park board as you could get. It could use a little more like edge hold, like maybe mag on this board because I know Niche does the magnet traction. If this board had mag, solid 100.
I gave it a 96. Would have given it a higher score, but just because it's flat, that impact really gets to me. Not to mention on hard turns, you can slip out, or if you lean back too much, you can slip out. But other than that, it was an amazing board, super fun.
I gave this board a shred credit of 100 because I couldn't find one thing wrong with it. And literally other snowboard manufacturers should start looking into what these guys are doing because I've never ridden a flat board with so much life.
much new. All good times.
For the latest snowboard reviews, check out boardinsiders.com.